Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today is going to be a bit of a treat. We're not talking in terms of value, but in terms of variety. So it's just a whole mixture, something to please everyone, from bullion to international gold to proof coins, a bit of silver. You know, there's some real nice bits in here. So the first few coins I'm going to show you, well, not really much to show you. So these are, I've got 5 coins that are mint sealed. Never been opened. They're still in the same original packaging. I'm not going to open them. Why bother? You know, they're fully protected. You'd, in theory, think they're 70s if you were to grade them. I'm not going to bother opening them. So I've sold 4 of them. This one's still for sale. This is a 2004 proof. I had a 2003 proof sovereign. I had a year 2000 proof sovereign. So this one went to a dealer. They just sent me a message, can I have it for this? They asked for a cut price on what I put them up for, because I've done business with them before and they've always looked after me in terms of when I'm seeking knowledge or I don't know something, I just let them have it. I just saw it as a goodwill thing more than anything. So that's them. Both of those have been sold. Again, I had the 2003 and the 2000 in terms of the halves. I sold these as a pair. They're already gone. Great coins. So these come from a supplier of mine. I do a lot of business with this supplier. I had 2 box coins come in. Again, these have both been sold. 2014 quarter sovereign. When I checked it over, I said to my supplier, I paid him a bit more because the coin was nice. I said, if it's trash, I'll pay you pretty much what I pay for bullion. And there was this coin. So this is a 2014 20th Brit. I'm going to focus in on that because it's an absolutely stunning coin. I've had it in the past. I've had it a few times in this size. I think I've had maybe 3 or 4. They tend to be a fan favourite. I don't personally think it's the best design, but as a whole, that's the fan favorite. That's the coin that people like. Yeah, these have both been sold. I had a 2003, so if I zoom back out for you guys, quarter Britannia. This is actually my favorite Britannia. I think it's a better design. I've had the 4 coin set. It actually made part of my collection. If you go back through my videos a few years ago, it was my pride and joy. There was a gentleman I sold it to, and I was just short on cash flow. I was bleeding cash, and I said, I want to kind of have the option to buy it back. And he gave me his word, and then he sold it to someone else. To say I wasn't happy would be an understatement. I was spitting feathers. But sometimes that is how it is. I didn't really begrudge him making money. I just begrudged the fact that I felt like we had a deal, and clearly he didn't. And sometimes it happens that way. I try not to take things too personally. It can't always be helped. I had some temps come in. These have already been sold. So this is a Chiwu, local gentleman. He just pinged me a line and said, look, I don't have time to message them on, I don't have time to list them on social media. I can't really be bothered to deal with the bigger bullion dealers, you know, you're local. So I end up paying £5 over a coin. This one is heavily copper spotted. Doesn't take away from the coin though, in terms of the design. The only problem is to remove it, you'd have to remove the copper spot and you've got to take it out of the packaging, and the packaging is kind of what makes the coin. It's a shame, but I end up selling. I didn't add a premium onto this. Usually if I got a Chiwu in temp gold, there'd be a fairly hefty premium. I just treated it as coins in, coins out. I'm happy to make the usual cut. There was a Isle of Man Angel. Again, this went to a regular of mine. Nice design. I remember several years ago, I think I bought 5 or 6 of these, and I was a really small deal. I wasn't full time. I was still kind of doing the grind and trying to get a name out for myself, and these came in. I thought they were the best thing since sliced bread. I thought they were great. The Brit, this went to a gentleman in Scotland. Nice guy. He's got a YouTube channel. I won't share it. It's to do with running, but really nice guy. And a half sovereign. Haven't seen many halves recently. I don't see many halves compared to fulls, but I've seen very few halves recently. I'm not entirely sure why that is. So that's these 4. There's just so many coins. I don't want to eke it out to like a 20-minute video, so I'm trying to rush through them. Now these coins I haven't listed yet. These came in from the usual supply. I'm not a fan of the £2 coins, but I'll take them if the price is right. It's one of those things where you got to find a collector. I don't believe they have the fanfare of the 50p's from experience, and I very rarely get a premium out of them. They usually go for a little over what I would pay, what I'd charge for double sovereigns, you know, bullion double sovereigns. It's just one of those things, really. I quite like this design. I think this is quite a quirky design. The gunpowder plot recently went to Fireworks Night, which got cancelled. I think this is Stevenson's rocket. Not really a fan of this. I just don't think it's that good, but there'll be a buyer for it. In terms of pricing, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to price them at when I do come to sell them. It might be a case I just put them up for like a token amount over what I would say what I'd charge for 2 sovereigns. I'm completely undecided. I need to have a think about that. Do I want to keep them? Not really. I've got a few £2 coins on the books. They're not great sellers. They're just not. They take time, and taking time equates to more risk in this game because they are kind of semi-numismatic. They're kind of influenced by the gold price. It's not the position you want to be in. Sometimes it's best to just kind of take the money and run, so to speak. So that was those 2. I've got a 50-gram gold bar, believe it or not. I'm not a fan of this size. One of my regulars up in Scotland, he sold me this. This has subsequently been sold. I think I made 3% on it, which it's a hard slog in this game if you're just making 3% here or there. You need the specialty things in. Personally, I've been hankering after a 50-gram for myself, but I want a cast bar. I don't want a pressed one. But knowing me, anyone who watches my channel knows I change my mind constantly. So 50-gram. All right, let's get into the auction bits. The auction bits, I'm kind of going to run through the rationale a bit. I like to kind of share knowledge on the auction side of things because I know a lot of guys who watch my channel do go down the auction route. Now, in terms of what I bought, there was a lot. It had a Thaler, and the lot was listed as, this has got gorgeous rainbow toning as well. I don't know if it will pick it up. There's a bit of rainbow toning around the edge. So I think this was listed for, oh sorry, right, I want it for £22, but it was listed as just the Thaler and some American dollars, non-silver. I'm pretty sure the 68 is 40%. I could be wrong. I need to check it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, there's money in it. And if not, I've just got some spending money should I go to the States. Let's leave the 50 gold there because it's nice viewing. I'm just going to check it. 1968 silver dollar, silver half dollar. Yeah, it's 40%. Yeah, 40%. So I've ended up getting this, this. That's just a Cupro nickel, and this is a Cupro nickel as well. So I've got $1.50. Let's call that a quid. This, which probably I'll say is about 18 quid, and then these three, they're probably 5 quid a coin. So 15, 16, 34. I don't think that's bad. I really don't. It's stuff like this. I'm often looking at auctions and I'm seeing if there's kind of any mistakes or if something's going to be slept on. It's great for me when it works, but it's not so good for the seller. I can't control that, but that's my job. So I've got those. I'm going to save this one to last because that is probably the best thing since sliced bread. That's absolutely amazing, that coin. I got this. This is an interesting one. I recently paid a sizable amount of money for one of these. Different year. This went, in my mind, it was a steal. I bought this for what some people are selling sovereigns for at the moment. It's a £1. They're very rare. They're hard to find. I believe they only come in coin sets. I've seen them go for £600 and up. So if I can, I might even come down cheaper on this because of what I paid for it. But it gives me an out. So when I'm buying, I'm thinking, can I take a punt on the riskier stock? And if I can, do I have an out for it? On this one, I certainly do. Very, very nice coin. I bought 25 pesetas. I've had a fair few of these recently. They go for good money. They're probably a 425 coin. Again, didn't pay that. I paid, what, 385 for it. I would have liked it slightly less, but I think there's enough in it for me to justify it. Plus, I enjoy coins like this, so if I sit on it for a while, it doesn't really bother me. I bought this. This was a mistake on my behalf. I overpaid for this. It's okay. You can't win them all. You just want to win a lot more than you lose. I thought this was an interesting coin. This is a 20 francs 1863 from Belgium. I've never had it in this design. I end up paying 305 for it. I can see it being a 330 to 350 coin. That's my gut. I don't know, but because I just don't see these, I can imagine it going for that sort of price. I could be wrong. I could be cashing out evens, but sometimes you've got to take these risks. You've got to risk a penny to make a 2p, so to speak. These were steals. So 5 ruble. I'll always buy Russian when I can. Their coins are they command a hefty premium in the UK and they sell. I've never had an issue selling Russian coins. They're not rare coins, but they do sell. You don't see many in the UK. Now, the next two coins, I'll try and keep this under 15 minutes. This is a 1 escudo. I thought this was absolutely slept on. I feel the person got shortchanged who sold it. This is the first one I've ever owned. In terms of pricing, I'm not entirely sure. But it's worth more than what I paid for. I know that. I thought I got it for a steal. Old coin. Now, for those of you who just kind of on the technical side in terms of the finances, this isn't investment gold. This would go under, for me, it would go under the margin scheme, I believe. So any profit I make on this, I'm going to be paying tax on it, which is the same case for the next one as well. And this, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is amazing. Now, they actually got it wrong on the auction and they offered to refund it. This is a Japanese Nibu. So it's from 1868, 1869. Now, I paid 105 for this. I made a bit of a boo-boo on it because it wasn't my fault, but I didn't do the due diligence that I usually do because I just didn't have time when I went into the auction. I was like, they had it listed as 77.5 77.7% gold when it's actually 77.7% silver. So I've bid it up. I paid 3 figures for this, but if I can't sell it, I don't really care. I think this is awesome. Will I see one again? Who knows, maybe. But it's the first one I've had. I think it's amazing. I think, look at the history of that. Samurai period, I think. You know, great piece of history. Right, I've gone over the 15. I don't want to take any more of your time. I hope you've enjoyed the coins. I think there's some real stunners in there. Real variety. I think we've all been in for a treat, myself included. I will see you on the next one, guys. Bye.